What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're talking sports with mgnasent. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk about the Sixers today, ladies and gentlemen, because I got a little bit of a hot take. But before we get into this video, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any video or live stream, whether it's Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, whatever, or rather just sports content in general, like MLB content, NFL, NBA, or even some combat sports content. You already know we kind of get crazy here on the channel. We talk about almost everything. So if you guys want to enjoy that kind of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and tell me what kind of content you want more. I know I've been doing a lot of baseball stuff lately, but if you want more Sixers content, I got you. And you guys can also give me some topics to talk about. As you know, you guys are the ones watching, so you guys can have an input on what videos can get posted sometimes. But let's get into today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, I got a little hot take in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wait for y'all to hear it. But first, we got to talk about PJ Tucker and James Harden, because they're going to be the reason why I'm making this take. Let's talk about PJ Tucker, as he is one of the guys who made Sixers news over the last few weeks. He's going to sign a 3-year deal with the Sixers, and man, I love this deal. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about too much because most of y'all have already heard my opinion on it, but you already know he's going to bring that energy, that defensive presence. I mean, he's going to hit a corner three at least once a game. We all know that as well. So we all know what PJ Tucker's going to bring to the table. A lot of people say it's an overpay. I mean, look, for a 37-year-old, I can see why you guys don't want to give him a 3-year deal. That's kind of a long-term deal. And he is getting $37 million. But listen, we're in win now mode, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do to bring in players that can help you win now. And PJ Tucker's definitely going to do that. He could have stayed in Miami. He could have. He might have got a little bit less money, but he could have stayed in Miami. They're a championship contender, Eastern Conference 1 seed this past year. He could have 100% stayed in Miami, but nope, he wanted to come in Philly. We gave him, some comfortable money, a longer term deal that maybe he would have probably gotten in Miami. So that's what that is. Shout out to PJ Tucker. Welcome onto the squad. Let's talk about James Harden before we get into this big hot take. Harden, he takes a $15 million pay cut, and I want to say something. See how Oklahoma City fans are saying, why couldn't he do that in 2012? He didn't want to take a pay cut then. First off, bro, let me get some straight to y'all Oklahoma City fans. James Harden was not getting the same role he was in Oklahoma City. James Harden was not getting the same money and same opportunities he was in Oklahoma City. So obviously he's going to want to go to Houston, who's going to give him a bigger opportunity to be a number one option. Obviously that's a bigger role and more money while doing it. And he was a younger player who wanted to explore his options at that time. It's pretty damn obvious, excuse my language, but it's pretty obvious that he wouldn't take a pay cut then. And also, too, this dude's making way more money outside of basketball now than he was outside of basketball when he was young, when he was like 23, 24 years old. So all y'all Oklahoma City fans saying, oh, he didn't want to take the pay cut. Well, obviously he didn't want to take a pay cut because he knew he had more to prove. He had more to give to the team. And that's just what it is, man. So y'all just got to accept it. That was 10 years ago, back in 2012. The past is in the past, man. So I just wanted to get that cleared up from the Oklahoma City fans that are sitting here complaining and all this stuff, because I'm not having it. But James Harden, he's gonna be a big part of the Sixers team. He's gonna have a full offseason ahead of him. Get that hamstring right. Get that hamstring loosened up. James Harden, get that hamstring right, like I said. And that's going to be one of the things I want him to do. Find his shot once again, get that jump shot back to where it once was. Get that explosiveness, that quick first step back, and put in a lot of work, get in shape this offseason and do what you do. Because, and this is now where my hot take lies, right here. If James Harden does everything I just said, the Sixers will be in the championship next year or this upcoming season. And I know y'all like, oh, you a Sixers fan, you probably biased. Call me biased all you want. And everyone who knows me, I'm not the most biased. But when I look at this 76ers team, or how it's currently constructed, it's constructed to win now. That's number one, right? It's constructed to win now. Number two, the Sixers team has more than enough talent in order to make a deep playoff run. You got Embiid. Obviously, he's the guy. If Harden does what he does, you got Maxey. You brought in PJ Tucker. You got D'Anthony Melton off the bench. You kept Tobias Harris, who had a decent playoff run. Still a little overpaid, but he was pretty solid defensively in the playoffs. You kept Matisse Thybulle. We hoping that he develops, right? You brought in Daniel House Jr., who's a role player. He's not going to be too big, but, on some nights you're going to need that role player to step up, and he could do that on certain nights. And I'm saying that, man, if Harden gets back to his form, the 76ers will be in the championship. They have the talent, and I get it. The East is amazing now. It's better. It's not just LeBron carrying the East and, everyone else is just average or above average or just whatever. No. You got Giannis in this conference. You got the Celtics, who just made the finals. The Heat are still the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler. I know they lost PJ Tucker, and that might be a decent loss. But listen, Jimmy is Jimmy. He will do everything he can to make it as far as he can in the NBA playoffs, right? So you got them, We have teams in the Eastern Conference who can compete. The Nets are up in the air right now, but there's going to be Eastern Conference teams that can compete this year. But the reason why I can put my money on the Sixers is because if Embiid comes back next year, and we are expecting to play at a high level once again, play close to that MVP level once again, right? And if James Harden comes back and plays like an all-star again, you talking about one of the best duos in the league currently. One of the best duos in the league. And then you got great role players around that. Tyrese Maxey, who can take another step next year. People talking about he could be an all-star. PJ Tucker, who already won a championship and knows what it takes to win, who adds that defensive grit and that value in the playoffs. Right? Tobias Harris is still going to find a way to get you 18 a night. I don't know how. Even Tobias Harris last season, when he was inconsistent, still found a way to put up 18 points a game on the season, 17 points a game. So you still going to get some type of production from Tobias. It might not be the production we want on some nights, on most nights, but you're still going to get something there. The bench gets better with D'Anthony Melton and Daniel House Jr., right? And then we hope that Paul Reed is developing like how we think he can be, because if he can develop and be the full-time backup center, that's going to help Embiid a lot, and that could extend the years of Embiid's prime because he doesn't have to carry us at the center position. We actually have someone behind him, who's good. I mean, that's why Andre Drummond was such a good acquisition and signing for us, but, best of luck to Andre Drummond, by the way. I wish he would have came back, but it is what it is. So, but the bottom line is what I'm saying here, y'all. We can do this. And with all the points I just said, the 76ers, as long as Harden is good, will make the championship next year, man. Y'all might sound crazy now. I might sound a biased fan. Oh, look, he's believing in the Sixers again. But, man, Harden is the X factor. And if he does that, we'll be in a championship, man. And finally, I think Doc Rivers won't blow it in the playoffs. And also, too, I want to talk about Doc Rivers for a second, because I know everyone was like, all right, well, you said what you said about the players, and yeah, this roster has talent, but what about Doc Rivers? And that is something to be concerned about. I am not going to shy away from that. But if the talent shows up, I'm going to put my money on, and I'm going to put my word on Doc Rivers being just good enough to where the talent can carry him. We've seen teams make championship runs where the talent carried a little bit more than coaching. Now, obviously, coaching is something you would want for a championship team, but we've seen teams at least make the championship where, the talent carried a little bit more than the coaches. We've seen that. We've seen that before. So, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But I believe the Sixers team, I believe Joel Embiid, most importantly, is ready. And I think these moves, bringing in PJ Tucker, bringing in some bench help, and getting Harden to take that pay cut and him being motivated will be the reason the Sixers make the championship next season. Y'all can disagree. Y'all can agree. Whatever the case may be. And if you're coming from the TikTok, because I'm posting this on TikTok too. I'm posting this clip on TikTok. So if you're coming from the TikTok, Watch the full video for my explanation if y'all here in the TikTok. But appreciate y'all for supporting, man. That's going to close out my video. Hit that like, hit that sub button if you guys are new to the channel. Appreciate all the support you guys give me. I'm going to be dropping more Sixer videos as well. We got the Philly Athlete of the Week coming out sometime around this video. So that's going for itself. And then we're going to be back tomorrow for an MLB live stream. So make sure y'all be supporting all three of those things. Appreciate y'all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, all the great things you guys do. You've been talking sports with MG Nas. And until next time, we are out. Peace. Let's go Sixers.